Hello. So I've been asked to answer the question about how am I going to engage digital natives here at Mountainside in the coming years. Well, one of the most important things I think that I need to be doing is making sure that I connect with the students using their particular dialect in regarding technology. Now that may be different for different students, and for students who are coming from more affluent families or who are coming from lower affluence families, so I kind of need to be aware of that process as I go along. But the most vital piece of that is just to make sure that I am connecting with them on a level which they're comfortable with and not a level with which I am comfortable. So as to how I will, as the counselor, implement Common Core and technology, as far as Common Core goes, I have traditionally been focusing on activities or games as part of my classroom guidance instruction. So I want to get away from that in coming years because I think that textual interaction is much more important in Common Core. And so I'm thinking of using stories or, that I can read to the kids, or we can read together, or poems that we can analyze or take a look at in on deeper levels, articles on socio-emotional learning topics, and in general, just doing a lot of writing to help support their understanding of the information, specifically making sure that they have textual evidence that they can cite from the specific text that we are working with as part of this thematic unit. As far as implementing technology in the counselor arena, I have a couple of different ideas. I was thinking about creating a counselor blog that I could use using WordPress or one of those other free online sites, and I thought it would be really cool if I could put some materials or resources on there that I could actually access in real time during guidance lessons to be able to further deepen and enhance the learning experience, not just through technology, but using actual dialogue content. So perhaps maybe students from other buildings or other states or other countries read the same story and they give their thoughts. And then I can do that as part of a pair share kind of format that the students will have in the classroom. Also, I thought about making Fusion pages for all of my small groups that I'm going to be doing for counseling, at least for the intermediate level kids. And there would be home connections and practices that they could do, and also that they could be able to engage in discussions about what we had talked about. So I don't quite know all the details of this, but that's just kind of some of the thoughts I've been bouncing around and considering. Also, I think it would be really cool to be able to set up a Twitter or a Pinterest account that parents could sign up to follow, and then they could get updates on the counseling program or different ideas that they might want to implement at home for avoiding homework hassles, for getting kids to bed on time, for discipline strategies besides spanking. All those kind of things might be really great ideas for parents to at least get some level of familiarity with. And I also think it could help to increase some of the participation levels and attendance levels at different events we have here at Mountainside. But the last idea I had was to be able to use a sort of video game philosophy, and this goes back to that connecting with kids using their dialect, because so many of our kids use video games as their primary entertainment or downtime activities. And so I thought in video games there are usually a lot of little badges that they can get, or skulls or Easter eggs, whatever you want to call them, that they can get as part of the inherent rewards of the game that move them up the progression in the different levels they can attain or prizes they can get. And I thought something similar to that would be really cool. So maybe once they complete one of the home connection activities on a Fusion page, and they would get an extra badge that would work toward some level of prizes that they might get, perhaps connected to PBIS or something like that. And this is really going to increase their ongoing learning, which is going to be a lot better than just the 30 minutes that I get with them once a day, well, actually usually once a week or once a month or something, or just every now and then, something like that. Now, as far as how Mountainside as a whole can implement technology in Common Core, I think the biggest piece as far as technology goes is just to make sure that the technology is getting in the students' hands and not just staying in the teachers' hands. Because we're getting really good at being able to use technology as teachers. We still have a little ways yet that we can go, to be sure, but at this point the students are still either watching or passively receiving the use of technology. They need to really be actively engaged in that to really make it the most effective learning possible. So those are my ideas, and thank you, and I hope they sounded at least somewhat reasonable and doable. All right, see you later.